Morning, everyone, and welcome to SAP with Veena. So today we are continuing with SAP Transportation Management Lesson 2, wherein we are going to understand the list of master data what we have in TM. So when we say master data, it represents the core or the fundamental data of various business objects like supplier, customer, material, and so on. So the master data are always module specific, and specifically when we talk about SAP TM, there are a wide variety of master data that we need to understand. So let's get on with that. Okay, so now if you look at here, the master data in transportation management, we have organization structure. So this represents various departments or units in an organization. Then we have material master, which contains details of a material that's essential for transportation activities. And then we have business partner, which represents entities like suppliers, customers, carriers, all that. And then we have transportation mode, which is going to define the different types of transportation methods like road or by rail, by sea, all that. And then we have means of transport, which actually defines the specific vehicles or the vessels that are used to carry the material or the goods. For example, like trucks or a particular plane, the shape, all that. Then we have transportation networks, which acts like a connection that helps movement of material from the origin place to the destination place. And then we have location. Location specifies spaces like warehouse, ports, or distribution centers. And then we have zones. They are the predefined geographical areas that will help planning and managing the transportation activities. And then we have lanes. Um, Lanes are the specific path that is available between two locations that are used frequently for transportation. Then we have routes, which we are going to, of course, study in detail later on. So, which specifies the defined pathways that would be used for the transportation activities. And then we have schedules. They are the planned timeline for transportation that is to be executed. And then we have resources. They are assets, for example, like equipments and the vehicles, which are deployed for the execution of transportation activities. We have conditions, which talks about the specific criteria or the restrictions that must be satisfied during transportation process. And lastly, we have incompatibilities, which talks about the restrictions or the constraints that prohibits few combination of goods or the modes or the resources which are not permitted. So these are the list of master data what we have in TM. And going forward, we are going to explore all of them in detail. And here, if you talk about the relationship flow, we have top level, mid level, and bottom level, wherein we are going to understand the relationship between the transportation mode, means of transport, and the vehicle resource. So, transportation mode, as I said, that specifies the method through which we are doing the transportation. So, for example, if I take C over here, then we talk about means of transport, which I said this is actually going to tell us like what type of a vehicle or a vessel it is. So here I've taken example of container ship and cargo ship. And then we have vehicle as the resource, wherein it is going to clearly specify the kind of vehicle that is being deployed to execute the transportation activities. And here, the cargo ship example I've taken as Bounty and Santa Maria. So this is the relationship flow, which is going to establish the relation between the transportation mode, means of transport, and the vehicle resource. So, in a nutshell, this is the uh, list of master data, what we have, and the probable relation between the three, what you're looking at on the screen. So, we will be getting on to the detailing of all this in our next lessons. So, till then, stay tuned and stay committed. Thank you.